This video will discuss the implications of organic gardening, which is using natural alternatives to synthetic fertilizers. Fertilizers contain high amounts of phosphorus and nitrogen, which are beneficial for plant growth. However, these chemicals are harmful to the environment as they can enter our streams and waterways. Two ways in which fertilizers can enter our water system, such as the Hamilton Harbor, is via runoff and leaching through the soil. Chemicals entering our waterways leads to eutrophication, which is an excessive amount of nutrients in water bodies. This may result in algae blooms, depletion of oxygen for fish, and produce toxins that are harmful to humans. The Hamilton wastewater treatment plant removes dangerous chemicals such as nitrogen and phosphorus from our drinking water. Our approach targets residents of Hamilton to combat fertilizer use through natural alternatives, since natural alternatives are less damaging to the environment. Compost is an alternative to fertilizers, which is produced from organic substances such as coffee grounds, eggshells, and plant legumes. It is imperative that we implement compost use, since high amounts of waste enters our sewage system. Using manure as a type of fertilizer risks contaminating our food with animal gut bacteria, in particular E. coli. Modern-day fertilizers consist of mainly nitrogen and phosphorus, and while these are effective for plant growth, they are dangerous to our health if large quantities are present in our drinking water. In addition, runoff of fertilizers threatens aquatic organisms as there is excess nitrogen present in water bodies. A study conducted by Kirchmann and Bergstrom concluded that nitrogen leaching into groundwater is reduced with organic nutrient sources rather than conventional farming techniques. This is why households should adopt the use of compost as an alternative in place of chemical fertilizers. Compost is a great alternative to using fertilizers because it provides the soil with nutrients needed for plant growth. It releases these nutrients slowly over months or even years, as opposed to synthetic fertilizers that release the nutrients all at once. It also promotes an optimal acidity or pH level in the soil that is most effective for nutrients availability to plants. One example of a beneficial material found in compost are coffee grounds, which contain many essential nutrients for plants such as potassium, phosphorus, calcium, copper, and magnesium. Other examples of beneficial materials include eggshells and plant legumes. Compost also decreases soil erosion by enhancing the soil structure, which helps prevent the spread of diseases. Compost allows plants to take up nutrients as needed, as it is loosely held together. However, it is still compact enough to prevent nutrients from being washed out. This reduces water needs as it improves water retention in the soil. Overall, compost reduces the amount of nutrients that end up into the sewage system through runoff. This in turn decreases the pressure of wastewater treatment plants to filter these nutrients out. Now let's look at a case study done in China conducted by an organic nutrient soil company. Researchers used spent mushrooms and herbal residues in compost material. They observed that mixing spent mushrooms in compost had high levels of nitrogen absorption and therefore low levels of nitrogen loss. This indicates that the nitrogen levels were maximally absorbed by the plants and therefore there was little available in runoff. In addition, using spent mushrooms and herbal residues demonstrates optimal maturity in compost, which contributes in suppressing plant diseases in soil. If applied in Hamilton, spent mushrooms and herbal residues will increase nitrogen uptake by plants, decrease nitrogen available for runoff, lead to small amounts of nitrogen entering the Hamilton Harbor, and consequently reducing pressure in the wastewater treatment plant. This process will reduce algae blooms and better preserve animal life. According to Statistics Canada, 46% of Hamilton households use fertilizers. The cost of fertilizers varies based on how much homeowners choose to garden, but no matter the situation, fertilizers are not free. Approximately covering 4,000 square feet of land with fertilizers will cost $18. Homeowners are suggested to apply fertilizers 3 to 4 times a year. Individually, this may not seem to be a lot of money, but a little goes a long way, and the savings will add up. Hamilton residents should adopt our approach because they will be saving money in the long run, and they're helping reduce the stress on Hamilton's water treatment plants. Every week, the city of Hamilton collects residential waste, and what is fascinating about this is that they turn a portion of the city's waste into nutrient-rich compost for us to pick up at free of charge. Another convenient way of obtaining compost instead of going to the city is to create your own. This is easily implemented and requires that households keep their eggshells and coffee grounds as compost instead of disposing them out as garbage. This method is free of charge and provides nutrients to plants. Here is a picture showing past dates for the compost giveaways provided by the City of Hamilton. For more information regarding future compost giveaways, please visit www.hamilton.ca/waste. Now, you might be wondering, why should we care? Using fertilizers is beneficial to the environment as it causes less stress on the wastewater treatment plant. Fertilizers are also generally more expensive than natural alternatives, so using compost is much cheaper. Instead of buying fertilizers, you can get free compost at the City of Hamilton, which saves money and is more environmentally friendly. In conclusion, natural alternatives to fertilizers will reduce the amount of phosphorus and nitrogen entering our waterways, which will result in decreased pressure on the waste treatment plant of Hamilton. Thank you for watching.